or Alt or Option click. So I'm gonna Option click, and I'm gonna do some coding here. So this text, I'm gonna grab my slider controls, open that up, and I'm gonna grab this pick and drag it over to slider. So now it says effects, slider control, slider. Alright, so we have our slider controls and we have our slider. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to click my start point right here at 0, and then I'm gonna go to 8 seconds, and you can just type in 8 right here, 8, and it'll give you, oops, that's 8 frames, 8, 0, 0, so 8 seconds. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my slider to 1000, so I'm going to type in 1000, hit enter. So if you see now, as my slider, it goes from 0 to 1000 at 8 seconds. So the next thing I want to do with my source text, I'm going to click on my source text, and I'm going to go down here to my text box, and we're going to do some coding. I'm going to type in quotation marks, and I'm going to type likes equals. So what we're saying is, and then a plus sign. So what we're saying, we're going to add the word likes with an equal sign before we do that slider control with the numbers. And at the end of this, well, what I want to do is I want to type in dot value, lowercase u, v. I'm going to say dot to, and I'm going to say fixed, and then parentheses. So what we're saying is the value has to be a fixed number, a whole number, and we're going to put that as well. So now we see our likes going up by tens all the way till you get to the 8 seconds where it should be 1000. And let's center this on the page. So I click on my move tool, and I'm gonna say likes. Put it. This is relatively about the center, and you can count out the squares if you want. So likes 1000. So it starts at like 0. Scoot it up a little bit, and as it moves, as you can see, it says 1000. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to add an explosion to this. So right when we get to 8 seconds, I want to do an explosion. So I'm going to come over here, I'm going to close my text layer and effects, or actually let's leave effects open because we're going to see explosion, and type explosion, and double click that. So add an explosion to my text layer. So it explodes when it hits 1000 at 8 seconds, and that's the end, right? So if you want to adjust that layer, we're going to click U, and that gives us our explosion. So we're going to leave slider alone. We don't want to mess with slider, but if we want to move these explosions to a different point, we can drag them over here, we can put them over here. We can also could also reverse it if we want it to come in and instead of explode outward. We can do that. So the key thing here is you can edit it by hitting that U button, and that allows you to look underneath what's going on. So I think we're pretty much done with our animation. So it keeps going around. Let's drag this to 10 seconds. Let's see what it looks like. I'm gonna pause this while I render. Alright, so now you see my design. It goes out and explodes at 8 seconds. I think what I want to do is I want to make that swirl rotate now. So I'm going to click on my shape layer, click R for rotation, and let's start it. It starts right at 1 second, and click 0. Let's see if I can make my stroke into a gradient. Alright, so my computer crashed, but what I did was I took my line and I made it into a linear gradient with red, black, red, and then going black, so it fades into the background. And then I moved my rotation point starting at 1 second before. I moved it all the way back to 0, so the line starts moving as soon as the other stuff starts happening. And then it just keeps expanding and zooming out. Right. So I think that looks a lot better than doing it the other way. And then you have that swirly, spinny, swirly thing. Alright, so that's it. Now what I want to do is I want to save it as a animated GIF. So I'm going to go File, Save, and then I'm going to export this. So File, Export, and Adobe Media Encoder. And it'll load Adobe Media Encoder, and then I'm going to export it as animated GIF, not just a regular GIF, it has to be animated. So my Media Encoder here. So here's my new file. Click right here, animated GIF. Saving it to, let's click where it's going to save to. I want it to save to my space folder. And click save. And then I come up here, click the plus, the start sign, this green triangle, and I'm going to start saving it. Alright, so let's take a look at it. So space. Animated GIF is right here. Let's open it with Chrome and see how it looks. Let's do open Firefox. So this is what my animated GIF looks like. Alright, so you did it.